safety and resilience, and I am inspired by your dedication. The impact of the fire department lives on New Yorkers cannot be overstated. We are more than first responders. We are an integral part of the very fabric of the city, saving lives, providing hope, and ensuring resilience every single day. Moving forward, I believe the success in this new era will heavily depend on collaboration. I am committed to working closely with fellow city leaders, department heads, and community stakeholders to forge partnerships that promote safety, efficiency, and the well-being of New Yorkers. Equally important, I recognize the vital role the labor unions play in our department's success. I am committed to fostering a cooperative, respectful relationship with our union partners. We all share the common goal of supporting our members and serving the public to the best of our abilities. Open communication, mutual respect, and a shared focus on safety and well-being of our personnel will be at the forefront of our efforts. I am dedicated to the fostering of a culture of support, innovation, and continuous improvement within the department. My goal is to ensure that every member has the resources and environment they need to perform their roles safely and effectively. This coming year will be a particularly challenging and filled with emotion as it marks the 25th anniversary of 9/11, a day that changed our lives forever. Throughout this year, we will honor and remember our friends, colleagues, and family we lost over the years. It will be a year of reflection, gratitude, and reaffirming our commitment to never forget. Lastly, I want to express my deepest gratitude to my family for their unwavering support. A special thank you to my wife, Kim, whose love, patience, and encouragement have sustained me throughout my career. Their sacrifices and support are the foundation of everything that I do. While I know we will face challenges ahead, I am confident that united, we can meet them with courage and resolve. Our mission remains to serve with integrity, compassion, and professionalism. I am honored to lead this department and work alongside all of you in service to this great city. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Mayor-elect.
I can start off and say that one of the things that makes me so excited about having the commissioner as a leader within our administration or within this city is her bringing more than 30 years of experience and a real understanding both on the job and in the experiences of those that she has worked with to what is required of the incredible New Yorkers who do this work each and every day, and to bring that recognition into the conversations with me and other senior level members of our cabinet.
Yeah, and thank you for that question. I could see how that might be a concern, being fire is the primary word, and there's concern regarding this. I will say I've spent 30 years working in this fire department alongside of every EMT, paramedic, firefighter, support staff. We've all been doing this job with one mission, and that's to save the lives, protect the health and safety of New Yorkers and the visitors to our great city. Now, as far as firefighting experience, I would offer, I know the job. I know what the firefighters need, and I can translate that to this administration who's willing to listen. I know what EMS needs. I have been EMS for 30 plus years. And now you have a commissioner that could start an IV. So I would say if we have 2.3 million combined runs per year, 1.6 million are EMS-related runs. I think what I bring is something that can unite our department and make us function at the highest level of professionalism, because quite honestly, they do that already. They're wonderful people who put their lives on the line for everyday people.
And the second question regarding the declaration.
Yeah, sure. I think there's a lot that needs to be done. First, we need to be at our best at all times. In order to do that, we have to look at our infrastructure and try to make improvements there. We're over 150 years old as a department, I believe 157 years old. So, you know, a lot of our infrastructure is also very old. So we have to prepare both EMS, fire, and all the other departments within the fire department to be able to care for New Yorkers for the decades to come. So we'll start there. We'll look at things like response times and tackle those problems. It's an immense department with wonderful people who are willing to collaborate to come up with solutions.
I would have asked the Commissioner about response. Mayor-elect has made that initiative over the last several months, saying response time needs to get better. Do you have suggestions or ideas about how that can be improved?
Yes, I think response times is, you know, it's a small word with a big meaning. There's a lot that goes into response times. As I mentioned, infrastructure, right? You need the appropriate number of vehicles. You need staffing. You need people to be able to move in and out of calls, right? We need to make partnerships with our emergency rooms so we can get our EMS people out of the emergency room sooner so that they can be available to save another life. We have to think about how we're going to translate this to the public, because I'm not sure everybody understands when or how to call 911. Like, why is 911 necessary? And I think public education, you're going to find, is going to be a big part of my administration.
That's a big priority for you, response time.
Yes, of course.
And I would just add one thing to what the incoming commissioner made clear, which is the importance of prevention as well. And I think one thing that I've been heartened by is the success of public charging stations for deliveristas and how those stations reduced at-home charging by more than 35%. And we know that lithium-ion battery fires are an area of immense concern across our city, and the more that we can reduce the possibility of that not only helps with response times, but also just helps with the safety across the city.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to try that. It's not the way in. As it became clear that we were going to make this appointment, Eric Adams announced that he was going to swear in the acting commissioner of the fire commissioner. Do you feel like the outgoing mayor is trolling you at this point? Like, what is he up to? Is he still welcome to your inauguration?
He's still welcome to my inauguration. He is free to spend his last days however he would choose to do so, and I am very excited at the commissioner that I have alongside me who will lead in this work in the years to come.
On an EMS issue, there's been a lot of talk in these years to the City Council about pay parity for EMS workers. Do you and the incoming commissioner support pay parity on that issue too? Is it when you're talking to council about splitting off EMS and on the FDNY, is that something that you consider doing?
So I don't think that we should split off EMS from the fire department. I care very deeply about fair wages, and I also care deeply about actually having an active contract, because I know that EMS workers are now been out of contract for about 3 years. And this is one of the many conversations I'll be having with my commissioner and my team as we start to build out.
I'll just address that as well. I am a big supporter of parity. I agree EMS should have parity and should have had it for a long time. This is literally a job people cannot live without. So we have to make sure that we're taking care of our EMS system so that they can continue to respond to these life-changing, life-critical, life-ending moments that we are responsible for. So I look forward to having these conversations with the mayor-elect, who has made it very clear that he's willing to listen. He's not looking to silence any ideas that may be different from his, but I feel very comfortable that we'll be able to come along together and find solutions to this problem. Yeah, I understand Mr. Brennan's bill. I get it. I think it comes from a place of kindness. I think he's trying to help EMS. I am not supportive of splitting EMS and fire. I think what we really need is an investment in EMS and not to start all over again. Well, thanks for coming back.
Yes, I am happy with that. Talk to us about your decision to come out with this item. Why did you get into, and how was the last 3 years? What were you up to before you came back?
I will tell you, the last 3 years has been extraordinary. There's been a lot of sweatpants and puppies and a recliner. I've done some stuff over the last 3 years, but the thing that really brings me back to this is just the feeling of hope again. I feel that EMS and the fire department, fire operations, fleet services, alarm dispatchers, all the fire safety, all of them are working so hard. And they really need a voice that understands their challenges and can translate that to an administration who's willing to listen to them. And I'm looking forward to the collaboration. Was it hard to come out of retirement? Maybe for some. It was a little hard. It was a hard decision, but I am happy to do it. I'm looking forward to it. I look forward to the progress that we're going to make over the next 4 years.
Well, I can tell you that Lillian's light is one that can't be dimmed by anything else that takes place. And the mayor is free to continue to be the mayor until the end of this year and make decisions as such. And I am also, frankly, so excited at not just the larger team that we're putting together, but in Lillian specifically, and in her as a commissioner, and what she will bring to this work, and also what she will bring to our administration.
Yes, thanks for that question. Equity and fairness is a high priority, and I'm very excited to meet with all the affinity groups to talk about all their challenges. Again, I believe real progress comes from collaboration. It doesn't always have to be pretty, but it has to exist. And I think there's one thing that really binds us together, everybody in the fire department, even those who have had challenges, and that's a love for the fire department and the job that they do. So as long as those things exist, we can overcome whatever challenges come our way, and I look forward to it. I also look forward to making sure that every corner of New York City understands that the fire department is a possible career path. And those folks who never thought about it, like maybe I didn't when I was a kid, can think about coming to the fire department, working for EMS, working for fire operations, and making a long-lasting career, and maybe even becoming commissioner someday.
Today he said that? Oh.
This has been breaking news.
Hi everyone, Tony Sadiq with an update on your First Alert forecast on this First Alert weather day where, many of us waking up to a little bit of snow and a wintry mix across the tri-state area this morning. And we'll continue to see the action really pick up through the early afternoon before a lot of this starts to wind down. Slick roadways, the main concern, some travel delays too. Watch out for that. Any extra time certainly doesn't hurt to get around. And if you could delay travel, that would be my recommendation to where you don't have to navigate through the wet or wintry weather. Speaking of wintry, we've got winter weather alerts, advisories everywhere shaded in purple here where you could accumulate a couple inches of snow, even more in the higher terrain. I've already seen that. This is in effect until 4 o'clock. Fast-moving clipper coinciding with a warm front along the coast and onshore breeze is cutting down on totals, so it really hasn't been much of an accumulating event. Evening drive, weather improving big time. We'll hang on to 30s, not a whole lot of movement in the numbers today, and the precipitation chances are coming down to all tees up a lovely Christmas Eve. It's going to be dry for travel. Tomorrow's a great day to get around. It's bright, but it's blustery. Temperatures can recover. We're in the low 40s, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like 30s. Those gusts can at times approach 35 miles an hour. Christmas Day, we had clouds as a system nearby. Maybe there's a morning flurry, which would be nice. So potentially not like a white Christmas where you got an inch of snow on the ground, but a flurry will be nice to see. Mild that day. However, come Friday, we start the day quiet. We end the day with another system. This one could be healthier, with a little bit more in the way of accumulating snow. Models are really aggressive with this. So this will be something to watch Friday night into Saturday. Could be our biggest snowfall in a while, including in New York City. So if we're a little disappointed by today's snowfall, hang in there. Maybe not a white Christmas, but a nice day after. And then over the weekend could be more unsettled weather. Slick travel early Saturday, and then watch another system that brings rain on Sunday.
Developing right now, all lanes on the southbound side of the I-287 are closed while crews clean up a fiery scene in Mahwah. This is video from the First Alert weather tracker earlier of an RV camper that caught fire. You can see it slowed traffic down to a crawl. No word yet on injuries or what caused the RV to catch fire. In New Jersey, a bill to ban cell phones in schools is now headed to the governor's desk. The bill restricts cell phone use during the school day, not just in classrooms. It was approved in the state Senate and by the Assembly. Governor Murphy must now decide whether to sign it into law, though he has indicated he supports the bill. In today's Health Watch, the Food and Drug Administration has just approved the first prescription pill for weight loss. The pill version of the popular weight loss drug Wegovy has the same medicine as GLP-1 injections. About 1 in 8 Americans say they take a GLP-1 drug to lose weight. Novo Nordisk, the company that created the pill, says it had about the same effects as the shots in clinical trials.
It's not something that should be considered a dirty shortcut. It's something that, again, with more and more evidence showing it has benefit for not only losing weight, but helping treat so many other conditions that are downhill from obesity.
The Wegovy pill is expected to start at $149 and increase based on dosage. Novo Nordisk said the pill will be available in January.
Hi, everyone. Tony Sadiku with an update on your First Alert forecast on this First Alert weather day. Clipper bringing a wintry mix, more of a mix along the coast. North and west, it's been mainly snow, and it will be as this kind of eventually winds down early afternoon. So slick travel, not ideal getting around. Make sure you budget extra time. Untreated surfaces will be problematic. Now, tomorrow, this thing's long gone. Back to bright skies. It's sunny start to finish. 43 is better than today's numbers in the 30s, but it's blustery. Those winds will be kind of aggressive as they turn around out of the northwest. That's what dries us out, but it only does so for so long. It's an active pattern. Now the system slides to our south on Thursday. It throws more clouds our way. Maybe there's a quick little shower or flurry in the morning, but I think most of the holiday should be dry. Can't say the same Friday. Look at this. Temperatures, big dip in the numbers. We're close to freezing for highs on Friday. This will be a cold day. And with that, another system moves in. It'll be snow as this moves in into Saturday morning.
If you are considering a new credit card in 2026, what can you expect? Many credit cards are offering luxury rewards in return for an upfront annual fee, including points redeemable for travel, cash back, and more. But are those points worth the price? Joining us now to break it all down is Bankrate Senior Industry Analysis Ted Rossman. Welcome to the show. How are you this morning?
Doing well. Good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, let's kick it off with annual fees. Do you predict we'll see those prices soar even more or could possibly hit $1,000?
I expect that annual fees will take a bit of a breather in 2026 after running up sharply in 2025 on a number of notable cards. This summer, the Amex Platinum and the Chase Sapphire Reserve both raised their annual fees to $895 and $795 respectively. These are two popular luxury travel cards. But a big theme of this year is that luxury cards got more expensive. And yes, there are some credits that can offset the fees, but for a lot of people, they're getting kind of out of reach. This is not champagne travel on a beer budget anymore. This is more champagne travel on a caviar budget. I do think we'll see a $1,000 annual fee sometime in the next few years, but it's not going to be 2026. They're going to wait and see how this shakes out a little bit.
Oh, on social media, Amex customers are upset about those fees. They've been speaking out about it. But another highly valued perk, those exclusive airport lounges access is getting even more restrictive in 2026, right?
That's right. In February, the Capital One Venture X, their luxury card, is going to trim back guest access. So many people are going to be losing guest access entirely. There's still a way to pay for it, or if you spend $75,000 a year, they'll reinstate those privileges. But this is part of the theme that actually links the things we're talking about so far. This is a K-shaped economy. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. Card issuers are really leaning into that high-end audience. So yeah, if you're willing to pay $900 a year for a credit card, or you're willing to spend $75,000 a year on a card, they're going to give you great perks. But what about everybody else? It's becoming one of these situations where if everybody's special, then no one is. So they're really doubling down on that luxury audience, those high spenders. It's leaving a lot of other people out in the cold, though, and wondering, do I continue using this card?
Now, let's talk about the category caps. A lot of cards offer rewards only up to a certain spending limit. Do you predict any change with these?
Card issuers have been stingy with these for years. This is one of my biggest pet peeves in the credit card world. For example, I have a card that gives 6% back on groceries. It's capped at $6,000 a year in spending. That cap hasn't changed in more than a decade. And given all the inflation we've seen the past few years, it really should be going higher, but it hasn't. It's an example of a little bit of heads they win, tails you lose. There is still value in these programs, but it's getting harder, whether we're talking cashback cards that have category caps that have not adjusted for inflation and probably won't this year or next, or also just some of these other changes we've seen, making it harder to get a free flight. I don't mean to sound down on the whole thing. There is value there, but it's getting harder. And it's kind of a game for a lot of people. If you really want to play the travel rewards game, you have to really understand a lot of these loopholes. It's getting harder to get a free flight. A lot of people are shifting over to cashback cards just because it's simpler and more universal.
Okay, so Ted, with all this said, what's your advice to consumers, both ones considering getting their first rewards cards and those longtime users maybe looking to make a switch?
you have to go in with a plan. There's not really a free lunch. It's something that you actively have to work for. If you're among the half of cardholders who carry debt from month to month, forget about rewards. Knock out that debt first, maybe with a 0% balance transfer card. Even if it doesn't offer rewards, don't pay 20 or 25 or 30% just to get a smaller amount in rewards. Reassess your card strategy. Something you've been using for years may no longer be the best fit. You want to think about if the travel game is worth it. It can be lucrative, but it's also a lot of work. A simple approach is just to get a 2% no annual fee cashback card, something like Citi Double Cash or Wells Fargo Active Cash. It's a simple way to get money back on everything you buy.
All right, Ted Rossman, Senior Industry Analyst with Bankrate, thank you so much.
Thank you.
When our communities come together,
I love my community.
we prove we're better when we're together.
We are better together.
This is CBS News, New York.
Hi, everyone. Tony Sadiq with an update on your first look forecast on this first alert weather day where, many of us waking up to a little bit of snow and a wintry mix across the tri-state area this morning. And we'll continue to see the action really pick up through the early afternoon before a lot of this starts to wind down. Slick roadways, the main concern. Some travel delays, too. Watch out for that. Any extra time certainly doesn't hurt to get around. And if you could delay travel, that would be my recommendation to where you don't have to navigate through the wet or wintry weather. Speaking of wintry, we've got winter weather alerts, advisories everywhere shaded in purple here where you could accumulate a couple inches of snow, even more in the higher terrain. I've already seen that. This is in effect until 4 o'clock. Fast-moving clipper coinciding with a warm front along the coast and onshore breeze is cutting down on totals, so it really hasn't been much of an accumulating event. Evening drive, weather improving big time. We'll hang on to 30s. Not a whole lot of movement in the numbers today. And then precipitation chances are coming down to all tees up a lovely Christmas Eve. It's going to be dry for travel. Tomorrow's a great day to get around. It's bright, but it's blustery. Temperatures can recover. We're in the low 40s, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like 30s. Those gusts can at times approach 35 miles an hour. Christmas Day, we had clouds as a system nearby. Maybe there's a morning flurry, which would be nice. So potentially not like a white Christmas where you got an inch of snow on the ground, but a flurry will be nice to see. Mild that day. However, come Friday, we start the day quiet. We end the day with another system. This one could be healthier, with a little bit more in the way of accumulating snow. Models are really aggressive with this. So this will be something to watch Friday night into Saturday. Could be our biggest snowfall in a while, including in New York City. So if you're a little disappointed by today's snowfall, hang in there. Maybe not a white Christmas, but a nice day after. And then over the weekend could be more unsettled weather. Slick travel early Saturday, and then watching another system that brings rain on Sunday.
And today's weather could have a big impact on holiday travelers. Let's check in again with our First Alert weather tracker out on the road right now, monitoring driving conditions for us. And here's a look in Tuxedo and Orange County. Everything from the roads to the trees covered in snow. AAA says more than 109 million Americans will be on the road during this end-of-year holiday travel season. They say the worst time to drive is between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m., but if you can wait until tomorrow or Christmas Day, only minimal traffic is expected. As for some other forms of holiday travel, those are up 9% as well, with 4.9 million people traveling by bus or train or taking a cruise. And the skies are busy this travel season. For more on the holiday travel rush at our airports, Lisa Rosner is at LaGuardia with the latest. How's it looking, Lisa?
Well, Cindy, we're here at Terminal A at LaGuardia Airport. This is only Spirit Airlines, and right now travel here is actually looking pretty light, but elsewhere it seems that the weather is putting a wrench in people's plans. We checked FlightAware within the last hour. That's FlightAware.com. It shows 75 flights have been delayed at LaGuardia so far today, and 7 canceled. At JFK, 112 delays and 11 cancellations, and at Newark, more than 100 delays, no cancellations there. We were at Newark Airport earlier in Terminal C, which is all United flights, and there were a lot of people this morning checking in to fly.
Otherwise, you have to be early here. Otherwise, forget about it.
It's moving pretty smooth. Not as bad as I expected. Like 2.5 hours early.
I would have been here 2 in the morning.
The TSA says it is ready for the rush. It says it has a full staff working from now through January 4th. Some reminders: if you are flying, don't forget your passport or real ID. That is even for domestic flights, because without it, there is a $45 fee. That fee is for TSA's Confirm ID program. And the TSA says that if you think it's busy now, wait until after the holidays. It says that December 28th is projected to be the busiest day for air travel. We're at LaGuardia Airport. Lisa Rosner, CBS News, New York.
Lisa, thank you. And be sure to stay with CBS News New York for the latest on this holiday travel, from the roads to the skies, delays and cancellations. We'll have the latest updates on air, online, and on the CBS News app. Now to breaking news. An out-of-control garbage truck set off an apparent chain reaction this morning that killed a pedestrian. It happened in East Harlem. New surveillance video into our newsroom gives us a glimpse of what happened. Andrew Ramos is in East Harlem with late-breaking details. And Andrew, what can you tell us?
Well, we are here along on First Avenue where the street remains closed between 100th and 102nd. You can see the truck that was involved in this fatal accident still here up on the curb. Crews here at the scene at this hour trying to remove it as investigators try to really piece together what exactly happened. Captured on surveillance video from a nearby deli, the moment when a garbage truck owned by a private carting company crashes into multiple cars while traveling north along First Avenue.